Today we are at the Hard Rock Maldives, part of the new Crossroads complex.
We've had an amazing stay, and we can't wait to tell you everything you need to know before you book. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Group. We post weekly videos with travel tips, hotel reviews, and videos from some of our favorite destinations around the world. So if you don't already, consider subscribing. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. It helps our videos get more exposure and produce more videos just like this. Our first category is location.
Location, we rate 4.5 stars. We are actually only about 20 minutes from Male, the capital city here in the Maldives.
One of the best parts about this location is actually how close you are to Male. You're really only a speedboat away, and a really fast speedboat that takes only about 20 minutes. So it's very convenient if you're coming in on a late flight or even leaving on a late flight, because in the Maldives, one of the biggest things you have to think about are your actual transfers. And because a lot of transfers are by seaplane, oftentimes if you come in at the wrong time, you might miss the seaplane and be forced to stay the night in Male, one extra night. And so consequently, if you're only coming for, let's say, 5 to 7 days, you're losing one night of your vacation just because you couldn't make the right timing on the transfers. Whereas here at the Hard Rock, that's not an issue because Crossroads is within such great proximity to Male. If you want to learn more about transfers, make sure to check out the video we've linked right up here, the top 10 things you need to know in the Maldives before you book.
This location is really unique because this concept is brand new to the Maldives. This hotel is made up of actually 2 hotels and a marina. There's the Sai Lagoon, where we're headed next, the Hard Rock, and the public marina. Because it's so close to Male, there's a lot of traffic here in normal times, pre-COVID, where there's restaurants, there's bars, there's shopping, things that typically you're not going to find on Male, you find here.
So what's kind of different about this is that if you look at a lot of the other hotel reviews that we've done, make sure to check out that playlist, which is linked on the end screen, you'll find that most of them are on private islands, and it's kind of a one hotel, one island concept, where that has a lot of positives for honeymooners, vacation couples, and people that want to be secluded. It also has its own drawbacks in terms of the activities and the number of things that you can do if you're looking for a trip with friends, family, kids, or something that might be a little bit more exciting. But one thing to note is it is far enough from Male that you're not getting any of the residual noise from the airport like some other properties you might see when you're looking through TripAdvisor that have complaints of being close to Male. This is at a distance from Male where you're not close to the airport. And as far as our trip here, we were not on the direct flight path, and it doesn't seem like it ever is. And actually, the view of Male is really pretty. Also, with its proximity to Male, some might find it surprising that this is on a beautiful blue lagoon. The water here is absolutely incredible. There's great snorkeling, and we even saw dolphins directly in front of our room. We've seen rays and sharks off the pavilions. It's just an incredibly vibrant and beautiful lagoon. This really does encapsulate that Maldives experience of white sand, blue water, and tons of activities. Our second category is lobby and check-in.
Lobby and check-in, we rate 4 stars. If you've seen any of our other reviews about the Maldives hotels and resorts, the check-in experience actually starts when you land at Male International Airport. The hotels will greet you, take you to the check-in counter at the airport, and you'll be taken by boat, seaplane, or by domestic flight to your hotel. Crossroads does not have a departure lounge, and you do wait in the waiting area at the airport before you get on the speedboat.
Once you actually get on the speedboat, it's an extremely fast speedboat and makes for a quick ride. You arrive here at the arrivals pavilion through a beautiful lagoon of blue water, and then you're escorted up to the lobby, which is actually on the 2nd floor, which is really interesting for the Maldives because, again, there's not a lot of things that have multi-stories. Being able to go up to the 2nd floor gives you this amazing view of the entire property and their main beach here at the Hard Rock.
We were greeted with watermelon juice and sat down in a really beautiful reception area. Overall, it was a great experience once you get to the hotel.
Our third category is rooms.
Rooms rate 4 stars. Overall, the Hard Rock has incredible room options for any traveler, whether you're looking to book a standard room, which they call the studios, all the way up to their rockstar villa. There really is something for everyone.
The rooms are really cool. They have a great vibe to them, as you would expect from Hard Rock. But what surprised me the most was coming in, we really were a little bit concerned that the style in general would be very Hard Rock, but not very Maldivian. You wouldn't feel like you were in the Maldives. But we were completely blown away by the fact that there's local art, there's a lot of accents and colors that feel tropical. And so this hotel totally has leaned into the fact that it is here on a beautiful beach in the Maldives, as well as still keeping that kind of Hard Rock, rockstar vibe.
Today we are in the Platinum Overwater Villa with a pool, which has been a great option for us. We love the option of having both the pool and access to the lagoon right below.
They've thought of all your electronic needs here in the room. They have USB ports next to the bed, including master switches and really convenient accent lighting for nighttime bedroom when you're tiptoeing around. They also have an amazing TV system here with a sound bar where you have access to tons of music, where you can play music in your room, as well as access a lot of the other cool TV amenities like the room service, as well as being able to check your bill and even do checkout through the TV.
There are a lot of different room type options here, so if you're interested in learning more about the rooms, we did a full room tour of all of the available rooms on property, so check out that video. Now, when you compare this hotel to comparable properties in the Maldives, the rooms are on the smaller side compared to other things that we've seen here.
The bathroom is quite spacious, and the main space that we're in right now with the bedroom and kind of small seating area are very comfortable, and they do have a big mirror. But yes, it is a little bit on the smaller square footage size, and unlike a lot of the standard rooms in the Maldives that are kind of suite-like, where sometimes they have multi-rooms or they have a lot of floor space, this is a little bit more of an Americanized room size where they have kind of a standard smaller room, but there's 178 total rooms on this property. And so because of that, in order to kind of accommodate all of those different room types, the rooms are going to be on the smaller side. In our room, you also have a pool, which is an amazing way to cool down and go in the plunge pool, or you can go straight down to the ocean because you're in this amazing protected lagoon. And of course, they do have some high-end room types on this property as well, including the Rockstar Villa. If you want to see more about that room, make sure to check out that full room tour video that we've put together. Our fourth category, service.
Service, we rate 4 stars. Overall, we've been overwhelmed with how kind everyone is on property. The service has been really good.
Everyone's very passionate about their job, and they really like that they work at the Hard Rock. There's a little bit of a different vibe here. People wear t-shirts that say, "I'm with the band," and they interact with guests a lot more. They participate in karaoke night, as well as some of the live events, and they try to get the guests engaged and excited, because the purpose of this hotel really isn't to be a romantic honeymoon destination so much as it is to be an exciting place for friends, families, couples that want to go on a vacation and have a little bit more activity and excitement, live music and entertainment, and want to have a few more things to do while they're on vacation.
While the service is lacking in terms of refinement, we overall have absolutely enjoyed the service experience on property. Also, if you are from the US watching this video, yes, they do offer housekeeping daily, even though it is an American brand.
If you are shopping around for hotels in the Maldives, you will know that butler services or villa hosts are something that are offered at quite a few properties. Here they are available in the 2 highest room tiers, which do consist of only 3 rooms. If that is a service that you're looking for, do know that you'd have to book one of those 2 highest room tiers.
Lastly, when it comes to service, to get around the property, there are buggies, bicycles, and you can walk. To get a buggy, you can just call the front desk or stop somebody on their way.
Our 5th category is dining.
Dining, we rate 4 stars. Overall, it's kind of incredible how many restaurants there are on property. Hotel guests have access to both the Hard Rock, the Sky Lagoon restaurants, and the marina.
Now, while the entire property is not all-inclusive, you do have the option to include meal plans during your stay. You can get half board, full board, or all-inclusive plans, which you can add on to your room rate, which do give you access to a large majority of the property's outlets, which include 8 dining experiences out of the 12 that they currently have available here on property. For all-inclusive packages, they also offer a credit at those outlets that you don't have access to. It is worth considering the all-inclusive plan because, as always, at resorts, prices can make a really big difference when it comes to enjoying your stay. Even when you're on the all-inclusive plan, you are signing a bill, so you're actually seeing how much that bill would have cost you if you hadn't been on the all-inclusive plan. And I will say that some of the prices, even for lunch, do come in that $100 to $180 range, even when you're just having a couple drinks and a few appetizers. So the price difference when you're looking at the website, though it might seem a little bit steep, I'd encourage you, if you are considering that all-inclusive plan, to make sure you go try and find menus or even reach out to the hotel to get an idea of food prices, find out if you're that type of person that likes to eat 2 times a day or 3 times a day, and figure out whether or not it's something that makes sense for you, particularly when it comes to alcohol, because alcohol is a big expense here in the Maldives. It's often offered at not more than what it costs them to actually get it into the Maldives, but there is a 200% import tax, so it's going to be expensive here on property, and you don't really have a choice. Another thing you're avoiding with those meal plans and with those all-inclusive rates is the added tax and VAT. Those taxes add up to about 18%, and again, that's just a Maldivian tax, and so it's something worth considering when you're thinking of that all-inclusive plan.
If you want to learn more about meal plans, check out the video we linked in the upper corner here, where we do cover everything you need to know about meal plans in the Maldives and elsewhere. There are so many dining options on property. You can literally go to different restaurants from around the world. My personal favorite was probably the Thai restaurant. It was so good. It was so authentic, and I want to go back there.
And of course, going to the Hard Rock Cafe was a really cool experience here on the beach. We were able to sit outside right on the beach, and then they had karaoke night, live music, and just like every Hard Rock around the world, they have cool memorabilia and a really cool vibe in general. Our sixth category is facilities.
Facilities rate 4.5 stars. This Hard Rock has absolutely everything you need for vacation and more. Since this is a new concept for the Maldives, the access to the marina is an incredible experience for guests who are looking for a little bit something more than a gander around the island. There's shops, there's restaurants, in normal times there's bars, activities. There's so much happening in the marina, and that's just the marina. That's not even counting the hotels, activities, and experiences that you can have.
If you're considering Hard Rock and you haven't been to the Maldives previously, and you vacationed in destinations like Mexico, the Caribbean, you'll be a little bit more familiar with what it's like to have a marina with shops and other restaurants and places that you can go. But this is a very foreign concept for the Maldives. It's not often that you're able to go somewhere off property to be able to go and eat and enjoy a cocktail. Now, it is all part of the same complex, so it's not like you're really going into town and eating at a local restaurant, but it does have kind of more of an Epcot feel where you have a bunch of different restaurants. The cuisine is themed from all over the world, and it gives you a large variety of options.
There's also the gym, which is an incredible view, incredible machines, super clean during COVID as well as the beautiful spa.
Their spa is pretty cool, and they have some unique experiences, including a sound immersion massage where they literally lower a speaker over your head and completely immerse you on a bed that vibrates to the beat while you get your massage. It's a very unique Hard Rock experience.
As you would expect at a Hard Rock, there are dozens of activities every day, ranging from dance classes, aerial arts, beach yoga. There's really something for every type of traveler, including kids.
There's also a lot of entertainment available here on property. They've had live music most of the nights, and this week in particular, they've had an entire Brazilian themed week where they've flown in performers from Brazil, which have also been really fun to have on property in general. And of course, it should be mentioned again, the lagoon and the beautiful blue water here make an incredible area to have these water sports and water activities. It is just so gorgeous. Crystal blue water and perfect white sand.
In the marina, there is a water sports center as well that's shared between the Sai Lagoon property and the Hard Rock. They have everything from non-motorized water sports that are included on the all-inclusive plan, like paddleboarding, kayaking, etc., as well as a number of motorized water sports like jet skis, which are the best jet skis we've ever been on, by the way. Terrifyingly fast.
They were so fast.
Oh my God. As well as things like sailing and other water sports that you can try here in the Maldives.
Our seventh and final category is style.
Style, we rate 4.5 stars. I was frankly really surprised when we showed up, and there is truly a sense of place here in the Maldives. The hotel is true to the Hard Rock brand while still being really Maldivian. There's white wooden accents everywhere. It feels very much like you're on a beach in the Maldives, but it still has that Hard Rock flair.
One of my favorite things that they've done in terms of style is they contracted a local artist who's done all of the art across property, including giant murals and paintings in every room. There's really cool art that they've done here, and they've added a lot of accent colors as well as the lighting in general across property. The lighting is very cool. They've added LED strips, as you can see even behind us in this room right now. There's tons of pops of color and accents. It really ties the Maldivian kind of fun beachy feel together with the more rock star Hard Rock feel.
And speaking of rock star Hard Rock feel, you don't need to be in the highest suite type to feel like you have a rock star bathroom. The bathrooms here are really cool. In the gold and platinum level rooms, you're gonna have a really nice bathroom that kind of feels like you're in like a backstage changing area. It's a really neat way to do the bathroom in a classy but Hard Rock way.
In addition to keeping with the vibe, there's music that is continuous throughout the property. They have outdoor speakers that as you walk through the property at night, the sound continues to follow you from one place to another. So as you leave dinner, you're listening to a song and it continues to play as you get to the jetty pavilion. And so kind of no matter where you go on property, you have that kind of music vibe that follows you. And you can even have that in the room. Every guest is able to request for free a guitar and amp here in room or a record player. It's a really cool amenity that they offer here on property. And even if you don't actually play the guitar, it makes for a good photo.
It's true. Overall, we rate this property 4.3 stars. We have had an amazing experience here. It honestly blew our minds how much we enjoyed this property. This concept is really new in the Maldives, and they've done such a great job. This hotel is going to be perfect for you if you're looking for a little bit more adventure, a little bit less of the private island, not seeing anything, anyone vibe, this is going to be the hotel for you. And finally, our hopefully temporary COVID safety rating. This rating does not impact the overall score for the hotel. It is a separate rating that we hope will go away at some point. And the COVID safety rating for the Hard Rock Maldives is 3.5 stars.
While they've taken a lot of safety precautions, including hand sanitizer at a lot of different areas, they do not require masks on property in indoor spaces. And while a lot of properties don't do that in the Maldives, this property does have a lot of foot traffic. There's a lot of people between the two resorts coming in and coming out. And while the marina isn't currently open to outside guests, and it's just the people that are on property, there is a lot of movement between spaces. And though they do require a PCR test within 96 hours coming into the Maldives, it is worth considering that, particularly in some of the indoor spaces around the buffet, if you are somebody who's a little bit more cautious around COVID, there could be some times where you don't feel entirely comfortable. And so it's worth considering that if you're still traveling during COVID.
Unlike many properties in the Maldives, they also do not require a PCR test if you're traveling between hotels. People are coming in from other hotels as well that might not necessarily have had a COVID test in the last 96 hours.
With that said, it is still an incredibly safe place to be, based on the fact that to get into the country, you do have to have a PCR test in the first place in order to arrive here, but also everything is outdoors. Almost every venue is outdoors with the exception of some of the eateries. It is also worth noting that if you were to contract COVID while you're here, their quarantine plan is a paid plan. You can look up the exact details of that on the hotel's website, or of course by reaching out to the hotel directly.
With its proximity to Male, all of the staff are required to wear masks, and they are tested upon arrival from Male if they are coming from the city. So if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up.
And of course, if you don't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll be coming out with many more videos from here in the Maldives, including hotel reviews, room tours, and even vlogs from parts of our stay.
And of course, follow along on Instagram at Voyager Guru, and check out our daily tips on TikTok at Voyager Guru.
Lastly, if you are booking a trip here to the Maldives, make sure to go check out our destination page for the Maldives on our website at voyagerguru.com, where you can find all the information you need to know, including all the hotels that we've been to and reviewed here in the Maldives, as well as information about seasonality, culture, and location.
And as always, I'm Marin.
And I'm Max.
And we're Voyager Guru. See you out there.